it is a very unfortunate situation for the Iraqi people that they have been so horribly misgoverned for so long. Now, I do think that there are continuing discussions ongoing that I hope can make some further progress building on the success of the missile destruction program, because that really has been the first real compliance, and it was only brought about when the inspectors discovered the missiles. They were not revealed, that their length was longer than what had been prescribed under the resolutions ending the Gulf War. And the very difficult question for all of us is, how does one bring about the disarmament of someone with such a proven track record of a commitment, if not an obsession, with weapons of mass destruction? And I ended up voting for the resolution after carefully reviewing the information and intelligence that I had available, talking with people whose opinions I trusted, trying to discount political or other factors that I didn't believe should be in any way a part of this decision. And it is unfortunate that we are at the point of potential military action to enforce the resolution. That is not my preference. It would be far preferable if we not only had legitimate cooperation from Saddam Hussein and a willingness on his part to disarm and to account for his chemical and biological storehouses, but that if we had a much broader alliance and coalition. But we are in a very difficult position right now, and so I would love to agree with you, but I can't based on my own understanding and assessment of the situation. We are outraged over what's happening. Our members, I think for 500,000 members now, with all due respect, it is not the United States. It's not up to this government to disarm Saddam Hussein. It's up to the information. And in our opinion, no case in this war, there's no connection to terrorism as far as we can tell, because of lies not only of the U.S. people, most of all in the trenches are going to be people of color, men and women of color. The effect on a bankrupt economy is going to take resources away. It's going to have devastating effect on an economy that is already in closure. And that affects mostly women and children. We are on a record support, and our members and our supporters please speak up against this reckless precedent. It's the economy and the economic policy that are hurting people here, and now is dividing the world. Well, I have spoken out on both of those issues. Those are issues on which I feel very strongly. And I think that from my perspective, we have to take them one at a time. And let me just answer. No, I'm sorry. You know, I came to tell you what I believe, and this has been an extremely difficult decision for me, and I will tell you what I believe. But you know, I can only do that, and I respect you know, your right to disagree. With respect to whose responsibility it is to disarm Saddam Hussein, I just do not believe that, given the attitudes of many people in the world community today, that there would be a willingness to take on very difficult problems for the United States people. And I'm talking specifically about what had to be done in Bosnia and Kosovo, where my husband could not get a Security Council resolution to save the Kosovar Albanians from ethnic cleansing. And we did it alone as the United States, and we had to do it. It would have been far preferable if the Russians and others had agreed to do it to the United Nations. They would not. I'm happy that in the face of such horrible suffering, we did act. And so I see it somewhat differently. You'll forgive me for my experience and perspective. I agree with you 100% that even though I am willing to take a very difficult step for me to say that we have to disarm this man, that position in no way supports the disastrous economic policies that this administration is pursuing. In fact, I think that this is the height of your responsibility, and it would be far preferable to be more patient and more thoughtful and more willing to try to engender support with respect to Iraq. That is a decision that has to be made in the world community. Here at home, this administration is bankrupting our economy, forcing us to make the worst kinds of false choices between national and homeland security, which they don't fund, and between security and everything else, which they don't want to fund. So you have me 100% on that. And it is absolutely wrong. It is wrong that for the first time in American history, we have a president who is talking about leading this country to war and wanting to cut taxes at the same time. That is the height of cruel, arrogant irresponsibility. You have to leave that alone. I apologize. Oh, sorry, guys. So I think you want to thank you. You were willing to give us the life of innocent people in Iraq to find some self-defense. I just want to give you my thanks to it. Well, you know what? I'd like you to go back down. I do not. I am the senator from New York. I will never put my people's security at risk. You are. You are.